Hi, I'm here at the AI Summit London with Keith Deere, Director, Data and AI Fusion Works at Fujitsu. Welcome, Keith.
Hi, Susie.
So you spoke 12 months ago about the UK's ambition to be a science superpower and flagged the issue again in your speech today. How much progress has been made over the last year?
So you almost don't need me to do this because the sort of ministers and officials have been announcing it quite loudly through the week. But we've had record levels of tech investment. We've had the announcement of thousands of scholarships to upgrade people in AI, both PhDs and masters upgrades via DCMS. Things that perhaps are less well publicly known that is definitely worth me talking about, I think, are within government. When we wrote the integrated review, I contributed to it rather than being the final author, but when we were writing that in number 10 with the support of the rest of Whitehall, we were setting this vision for the UK to be a science superpower, the Prime Minister's vision, but you're never quite sure how that's going to get translated into practical reality across Whitehall. But it's been really remarkable, and at times at the risk of being almost moving to see just how catalysing it's been. There's now a Prime Minister's Science and Technology Council that he personally chairs to cohere Whitehall. Patrick Vallance has set up an Office for Science and Technology Strategy, which is constantly tracking what we need to do. Nearly every government department has responded to that agenda, and I feel like whether it's the responsibility of the review or whether it just captured the zeitgeist, it is really quite radical change. That's not to say there isn't more to do. The problems that we face, particularly in commercialising technology as opposed to early stage research, are quite profound, and there's going to be a lot more work to be done. But actually in 12 months in all of those areas, I should also mention changing regulation to allow more tech investment. It's been remarkable progress.
So you've just been announced as the head of the Centre for Cognitive and Advanced Technologies, which Fujitsu launched yesterday here at London Tech Week. So what are your ambitions for the centre?
So the CCAT, or the Centre for Cognitive and Advanced Technologies, is going to be focused on a number of different things. It'll be focused on being an innovation bridge between the UK and Japan. And in practical reality, what that means is taking advantage of the provisions in the UK's trade treaty that we signed with Japan last year. So the only difference between that and the EU trade treaty that it rolled over was the tech chapter. And in the tech chapter, amongst other things, it said, well, the UK and Japan will share national strategic data to the mutual advantage of both countries, and it will enable small and medium enterprises in tech to access reciprocally each other's markets. And no doubt some progress will have been made, but we think as a global company and an Anglo-Japanese company, we can really accelerate that. So a combination of corporate venture capital investment, perhaps acting as a data steward to enable data to flow back and forth between the two countries. Then aligning around some of the missions that are in the UK strategy, but also in Japan. So there are things like missions to tackle climate change, anti-aging. These are common mission-driven innovation that governments are funding in both countries. And we think the CCAT can play a key role in helping to pursue those together. It's also looking at partnerships with small and medium enterprises in the UK and academia, a big portfolio of innovation investments. Fundamentally, we have one goal, one KPI that I'm to achieve as Managing Director of the CCAT, and that's the number of new-to-market and new-to-firm inventions as a percentage of turnover, which is a definition of commercialisation, innovation as commercialisation, aiming to catalyse how we commercialise research faster within Fujitsu, but also acting as that catalyst for the wider company and an exemplar and catalyst for the wider UK economy.
So with the technology world and business world moving so quickly, where do you anticipate the centre will be in, say, 2025?
I think that portfolio of investments would have grown to be somewhere between 10 and 15 consistent, really large investments in pulling research out of universities faster and getting it into the hands of our clients and customers and partners. I think we'll have a series of collaborative agreements, both with ecosystem partners and SMEs. I think we'll be running an incubator and an accelerator, spinning out businesses from both the academic research but also from our own companies and our partnerships. I hope we'll get after some of the £150 billion worth of government knowledge assets that are locked up at the moment, they don't do anything with, as reported in the Macintosh report. So hopefully we'll be working cross-government to help unlock that potential and commercialise things that the departments then profit and benefit from and can reinvest in furthering the UK's ambitions. And I hope we'll have users, problems and data at a co-creation campus, constantly co-creating solutions to problems, working at the intersection of different academic disciplines, working cross-sectorally. And we're knowing our head of UK has given me the mission to revolutionise decision-making for organisations and individuals. So while we try to achieve that KPI, we have a kind of a mission above that, which is even more profound. And I hope all of those things that we've talked about will help to make that a practical reality.
So earlier today in the Quantum Computing Summit, you spoke about the National Digital Twin Programme. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, so we're a lead technical partner for the National Digital Twin Programme. We fund something called the Social Digital Twin Programme in Kawasaki, which is a Fujitsu-led R&D investment, which is in Japan. It's trying to achieve Japan's global mission to create Society 5.0, where they talk about the digital transformation of society, where everyone and everything is a digital twin, and where the boundaries between the virtual and physical begin to blur as you have digital twins and then augmented and virtual reality layers to allow people to be present to do all kinds of fascinating and exciting things, from answering what-if questions in simulation to telepresence and tele-maintenance. So teleexistence. So that's a whole raft of things we're doing in Japan. We're bringing some of that research to the UK. We're trying to link it up with what BEIS and the Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy are doing on national digital twins, which focuses on the underpinning architecture, the information management framework, rather than the tech. And we think we can bring the tech to that kind of profound conceptual understanding. And then we're trying to create a showcase to show what all of these technologies can do. So it's no longer me kind of waving my hands at you and trying to describe how exciting this is, but being able to take you into our offices and say, this is what it looks like in practical reality, being able to take you to the locations where we built these things and show you what it means for real.
Great. Well, thank you very much for joining us today, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, Susie. Much appreciated.